Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the GLP-1 Squad, Body, Mind, and Spirit. I'm Kareh Mars. I'm so happy you are here with us. And of course, we have the amazing Kris Ferraro, Arthur, an energy healer. And then, of course, the amazing Alyssa from Shore Holistic Nutrition and Wellness. And I am so excited to welcome for the very first time our brand new member, Teddy. Hi, Teddy.
My goodness, the bull be look at the paws. Oh my
I
goodness.
mean,
In
if
the,
that's
the
not a support animal, what is, right? That's all we need. Everybody should get one of these and then we can go home. That's all we need.
he
The
does
rest of the world can go away. Oh my goodness,
he's
Teddy.
like a cuddly teddy bear. That's what he looks like.
I think
Best
they're
present
talking
ever.
about you. Yeah, they're talking
Ye-
about you.
Oh my goodness.
He
Oh
is.
my goodness.
He is.
So today's episode, right now it is exactly 1 week before Thanksgiving. We are coming to you live 1 week before Thanksgiving. And I personally am already stressing out. I looked at my calendar for December and I'm like, are you kidding me? And the invitations keep coming in. And I'm like, I only have one reset meal a week. What am I going to do? Pick and choose. But I want to go to all of these events, right? I want to do all of these things. And then Black Friday and shopping is right around the corner. And then I get really, really busy at work for Giving Tuesday. I give away hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nobody call me because you don't get it. But it's for work. It's not, I don't choose who gets it. I just get to give it out, which is kind of fun, but it's stressful. So what we're here today to do is to talk about the stress for the holidays and what we're going to do as GLP-1 support team, but also as those of us who, whether you have weight to release or you want to maintain healthy habits, and remember that food that we're putting into our body, all of this time of year food is not necessarily the healthiest body. And then we have to keep our stress levels low so our immune system is high, right? So Alyssa will talk about that. Kris will talk about stuff. I'm just here like, help me, ladies. Oh my gosh, I don't want to go off program and I want to be happy and healthy and energetic so I can attend all of these events stress free, right? Stress free is the key. So, who wants to go first, Alyssa or Kris?
I'll go. That's
Okay,
okay.
great. Alyssa. I mean, okay, great. Alyssa, Kris. See, I'm already stressed out. It's crazy. All right.
I gotta say, I'm not going into this holiday season with a lot of stress because of the GLP-1 medication that I'm taking. I feel very much in control. And I feel like it gives me the power to make better choices. My stress is about making sure that I'm getting enough protein because we do, most of us in this plan, it's really important to be protein forward, particularly if you've experienced anything like hair loss, which is something that I've been dealing with. So having a minimum of 100 grams of protein, and I think for someone my size even more. It seems like every day I wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm playing the protein game. How many, I ate this, how many grams in that, putting it in my app, right? And keeping track of it all day. And sometimes that doesn't feel very fun, or it feels like I'm eating ingredients instead of meals, like I'm having a nice big juicy steak, grass fed, of course. But I'm not actually, then if I have room left over, I'm having a vegetable or I'm having a fruit or I'm having some potatoes or something like that. So it feels like I'm eating a lot of ingredients. And, these holidays tend to be very carbohydrate centric. Okay. The mashed potatoes, the gravy, the stuffing, desserts, all of those desserts, breads, and all of that stuff really seems to be the focus. And so there's a little bit of, am I going to be able to make sure I get all of my protein in? And so I've been supplementing with protein bars and some collagen drinks and things like that. But I don't love having to do fake foods. I tend to want just real food. And I think that that's what's best for our bodies. Although I am grateful that I've been able to lean on protein bars and collagen drinks and things like that. So there's a logistical stress that's coming for me. But I definitely think that we should do some tapping on even like the post-traumatic stress disorder, the PTSD that we can have from previous holidays that can get activated at this time of year. And that can be around food and it can be around other things as well. So we make associations, right? That holidays feel or look a certain way for us. And when we have those associations, sometimes they're not positive associations, right? So if a couple of Thanksgivings ago you had a big argument with your brother, you may be feeling a little bit of about the holiday, even though whether you're even seeing him or not, right? Because something happened then that's now associated with the holiday that you're having now. And so tapping is very, very good for breaking up those associations. I used to have a lot of food associations, like many, many years ago. If I was having a hamburger, I had to have French fries with it because I had made an association hamburger plus fries, right? And that's a common one that a lot of people may have, right? But I'm not even a big French fry person at all. It's not something that I would normally choose to eat. But if I had one, I had to have the other. And so I tapped on breaking up that association. So sometimes I can just have a burger on a gluten-free bun or wrap it up in lettuce and not have the thing that would normally go with it because I broke up that association by tapping on it. Okay. So let's tap on some stressful holiday eating and let's see where it takes us. Okay. All right.
I'm in.
All right. So as always, we're going to start on the side of the hand point. This is where we do our setup phrasing. So we're going to tap there. I'm raising my hand up so you can see me doing it. You all should be comfortable. Okay. So even though the holidays can be really stressful,
Even though the holidays can be really stressful,
especially when it comes to food,
especially when it comes to food,
there's so much of it everywhere.
there's so much of it everywhere.
There's sugar everywhere.
There's sugar everywhere.
There's occasions happening all the time.
There's occasions happening all the time.
And sometimes it's just really overwhelming.
And sometimes it's just really overwhelming.
For just right now,
For just right now,
I'm remembering these occasions haven't even happened yet.
I'm remembering these occasions haven't even happened yet.
And I am making new patterns
And I am making new patterns
and feeling empowered
and feeling empowered
and can handle these circumstances differently
and can handle these circumstances differently
than maybe I ever have before.
than maybe I ever have before.
Even though food around the holidays can be really stressful,
Even though food around the holidays can be really stressful,
how do I make healthy choices?
how do I make healthy choices?
What can I do to stop overeating?
What can I do to stop overeating?
What if there's nothing there that I can eat?
What if there's nothing there that I can eat?
What if I'm feeling constantly deprived and tempted?
What if I'm feeling constantly deprived and tempted?
For just right now,
For just right now,
I'm remembering that I can tap on all of those fears,
I'm remembering that I can tap on all of those fears,
that I am not the same person I was last year.
that I am not the same person that I was last year.
I'm creating new healthy habits.
I'm creating new healthy habits.
And this can be very different than it's ever been before.
And this can be very different than it's ever been before.
Even though I'm afraid of feeling deprived,
Even though I'm afraid of feeling deprived,
what if I deny myself all these tempting goodies?
what if I deny myself all of these tempting goodies?
And then I feel like I really missed out on the holidays,
And then I feel like I really missed out on the holidays,
on the stuffing, the eggnog,
on the stuffing, the eggnog,
the cookies, the pies.
the cookies, the pies. What?
I've always looked forward to those things.
I've always looked forward to those things.
And now I may not have room for them.
And now I may not have room for them.
I may not be able to digest them properly.
I may not be able to digest them properly.
I may not want them the way I used to.
I may not want them the way I used to.
I have to leave room for healthy things.
I have to leave room for healthy things.
Because after all, this goes on for weeks.
After all, this goes on for weeks.
Not just a one day a year thing.
It's not just a one day a year thing.
I'd like to be compassionate with myself.
I'd like to be compassionate with myself.
I'd like to be gentle with myself.
I'd like to be gentle with myself.
And I'd like to strike a healthy balance,
And I'd like to strike a healthy balance,
making sure I get the nutrients that I need,
making sure I get the nutrients I need,
and maybe adding in bites of treats from here and again.
and maybe adding in bites of treats from here and again.
But maybe it can all be in balance this time.
But maybe it can all be in balance this time.
I'd like to believe that.
I'd like to believe that.
Okay. Up to the beginning of the eyebrows. All this holiday eating stress.
All of this holiday eating stress.
Side of the eye, all this holiday eating stress.
All of this holiday eating stress.
All this holiday eating stress.
All of this holiday eating stress. Whew.
Under the nose, it can be so overwhelming.
It can be so overwhelming.
There's temptations everywhere.
There's temptations everywhere.
Not everybody cooks with the healthiest of ingredients.
Not everybody cooks with the healthiest of ingredients.
Center of the chest. And my time is limited.
And my time is limited.
Going to all these different occasions.
Going to all of these different occasions.
And also participating in all of the things the holiday brings.
And also participating in all of the things that the holiday brings.
Like buying gifts and packages.
Like buying gifts and packages.
Wrapping things.
Wrapping things.
Cooking.
Cooking.
Traveling.
Traveling.
It can be really hard to eat healthy.
It can be really hard to eat healthy.
When all of that is going on.
When all of that is going on.
Under the eyes. But these occasions haven't even happened yet.
But these occasions haven't even happened yet.
I'm just catastrophizing.
I'm just catastrophizing.
Based on past experiences.
Based on past experiences.
But the truth is.
But the truth is.
I'm not even the same person I was a year ago.
I'm not even the same person I was a year ago.
I've been embarking on this new journey.
I've been embarking on this new journey.
To have a different relationship with food.
To have a different relationship with food.
Center of the chest. I have the support of the medicine.
I have the support of the medicine.
Under the arms. And I can ask for support.
And I can ask for support.
From the people in my life too.
From the people in my life too.
Yep. Top of the head. I can plan ahead.
I can plan ahead.
I can bring healthy things with me.
I can bring healthy things with me.
Yep. I can ask what's being served in advance.
I can ask what's being served in advance.
That's a very common thing to do these days.
That's a very common thing to do these days.
Lots of sensitivities out there.
Lots of sensitivities out there.
When it comes to food.
When it comes to food.
I can prioritize.
I can prioritize.
What are the treats that I really, 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 really want?
What are the treats that I really, 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 really want?
And maybe fruitcake isn't one of them.
And maybe fruitcake isn't one of them.
It's definitely not one of mine.
Definitely not one of mine.
That wouldn't be on my list. That wouldn't make my list.
It wouldn't make my list, but I would have eaten it in the past.
I know a lot of people like it. I'm not dissing.
I don't like it,
not...
but I would have eaten it because, you know, it's there. Ay, ay, ay.
I'm going to do the best that I can.
I'm going to do the best that I can.
And be compassionate with myself.
And be compassionate with myself.
Center of the chest. Maybe this is a time.
Maybe this is the time.
To try to strike a perfect balance.
To try and strike a perfect balance.
Between feeding my nutritional needs.
Between feeding my nutritional needs.
And having some things for pleasure as well.
And having some things for pleasure as well.
I'm not alone in all of this.
I'm not alone in all of this.
A lot of people are watching their size.
A lot of people are watching their size.
A lot of people are watching their sugar.
A lot of people are watching their sugar.
I'm not alone in all of this.
I'm not alone in all of this.
And I have this medication.
And I have this medication.
Or this supplement.
Or this supplement.
To help me out.
To help me out.
What was then was then.
What was then is then.
This is now.
This is now.
I'm embracing a new aspect of me,
I'm embracing a new aspect of me,
a me that has more control
a me that has more control
over foods
over foods
than maybe I've ever had before.
than maybe I've ever had before.
And I'm embracing this new aspect of me.
And I'm embracing this new aspect of me.
I'm letting go
I'm letting go
of any sense of deprivation.
of any sense of deprivation.
Yeah. I'm accepting this new reality.
I'm accepting this new reality.
I'm feeling gratitude for this new reality.
I'm feeling gratitude for this new reality.
I'm feeling gratitude for my ability to be different.
I'm feeling gratitude for my ability to be different.
I'm feeling gratitude for my body
I'm feeling gratitude for my body
and how it's working with this medicine
and how it's working with this medicine
to free me up,
to free me up,
to allow me to be lighter,
to allow me to be lighter,
not just in pounds,
not just in pounds,
but in the way that I feel.
but in the way that I feel.
And so as I move through these weeks of celebration,
So as I move through these weeks of celebration,
I'm embracing the joy.
I'm embracing the joy.
I'm spending time with people I really love.
I'm spending time with people I really love.
I am looking for the good
I am looking for the good
that's within my life
that's within my life
and within the world.
and within the world.
I'm savoring food,
I'm savoring food,
eating it more slowly
eating it more slowly
and mindfully,
and mindfully,
and getting the most pleasure out of it.
and getting the most pleasure out of it.
This is a brand new time,
This is a brand new time,
and I am looking forward to moving through this season,
and I'm looking forward to moving through this season
grace and ease,
with grace and ease
so that I move into 2025
so that I move into 2025
feeling empowered
feeling empowered
and feeling really proud of myself
and feeling really proud of myself
and loving myself throughout it all.
and loving myself throughout it all.
Okay, everybody, nice deep breaths. Blow out. Nice deep breath. And blow it out. Shake it out. Shake it. Ooh. All right.
Oh, that was good.
I know we were just doing that as a demo, Kareh, but how are you feeling?
I released a lot.
Good.
And it's interesting for those of us who are doing this on their own and just following along. If you're taking, like what Kris, one of the times you said, if you're on the GLP-1 medication or if you're on one of the supplements to activate your own GLP-1, it's the same journey, right? It doesn't matter what
Yes.
program you're doing, it's the same. And if you're following a keto-like diet, it's the same, right? If you're, it doesn't matter. You can change the words in your mind as long as you're doing it, doing the actions, it's fine. So there's no right or wrong way to do EFT, right? It's just you just got to do it. Because did you saw me yawning? When I'm yawning, it's not because Kris is boring me. It's because I'm releasing this stored up energy. And let me tell you, my stress level this week has been off the charts. So even I wasn't going to food this week for some reason. Like, yay, thank you, GLP-1, whatever, right? But it's releasing the stress that I've had. I feel if you were to say where are we on a number from 1 to 10 stress level wise, I would have been at an 8. And now I'm at a 2, right? I'm like, oh, this is good, right? This is good. And as we were tapping, I got like 4 texts from my boss, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, when am I going to get the other stuff on my list? But I didn't even care. I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
And
yeah.
In just a couple of minutes, right? Using our hands that we bring with us wherever we go. This is why I am a tapping evangelic, okay? Because I'm constantly talking about it to people because we carry this with us and we become masters of our own energy field when we recognize that we can change how we feel using our own 2 hands. You can do this at 4 o'clock in the morning. You can do this whenever you need it. And if you don't know what to say, pull up this video or some past videos and just tap along, even if it doesn't feel like it fits your circumstances. There's something that happens within tapping called borrowing benefits, that tapping on anything has a positive effect. So just tap through the season and see how it makes it a different season for you.
That's awesome. Kris, thank you so much. How lucky am I that I know these fabulous people? Every day I'm so grateful. So it's just great. And you know what's really fun? Like I was just looking at the two of us. I want to compare when we first started to now. Look how our bodies are changing, right? We're like getting thinner. and my face is clearing up. It's just like it's great. So that's a bonus, right? And look, I don't even care. I'm like, I'm not putting on makeup. I don't care what my hair looks like. Throw on a hat. It's raining. It's raining for the first time in I don't know 6 weeks or something. It's crazy. So, Alyssa, as we're going into this stressful time, this is where you come in. Like, what should we do? Like, how are we going to keep our immune system up other than tapping, which is awesome, right? What else can we do?
Yeah, so that tapping round was really moving for me too. Yeah, I feel like just emotionally, not even food related, but emotionally I'm working through a lot of things. So um yeah, it just really, and anytime I do tapping, it really clears so much out. And this week has been super stressful for me. I got a new puppy. My mom usually watches my son when I work, and she went on a cruise. So I had to hire a new babysitter to pick my son up from school. So it just a lot of moving parts. That's just feels like my life in general. Um, so yeah, there's been a lot of stress. So even just releasing some stress from the week has,
And you got a new puppy.
yeah. But he's honestly, he's like less stressful than my child. So but I'm trying to, yeah, I don't want to say that to Bennett, because my son, because he, there's a little jealousy there. So I'm trying to, but he's so easy. He's so easy. So he's sitting right behind me sleeping right now. So anyway, so yeah, let's talk about stress and like how it affects our immune system. So yeah, absolutely, when we're stressed, we're going to release more cortisol, right? If we're stress eating with more sugar, processed foods, right, we're going to potentially get more toxins into our body. We're probably, if we're eating sugar, we're going to be feeding parasites, which everyone has parasites. When we eat sugar, we are definitely feeding them. So, so yeah, that causes a lot of issues. So they say like cold and flu season, but cold and flu season really is just sugar season. So cold and flu season really starts after Halloween, and it continues till like February, but really goes till I feel like Easter time. So right, Easter, there's more Easter candy and things like that. So really just like looking at what we're eating, really trying to cut back on sugar, processed foods, fast foods, right? Just like we're also like we're super stressed, we're on the go, maybe we have kids, like I only have one child, but I understand like he has these activities in the evening, and it's so easy to just like, oh, let's go get pizza, or let's run to, McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or whatever. And like, that's not creating healthy habits for your child, but also for yourself, right? You're just like eating on the go. And that's obviously not good for our immune system either. Fast food, there's been studies that found, if you people think Chick-fil-A is like a healthier fast food, but they have found parasites in their chicken. They have found lots of antibiotics, birth control. They found birth control in their chicken. So men who eat that, and if they're experiencing like hormonal issues, I would definitely try to stay away from any kind of fast food, because it's really mystery meat. We don't really know what they're doing. So really just trying to plan ahead, maybe on like Saturday or Sunday, write down a list of like meals you're gonna, maybe if you have a family, right, meals you're gonna be cooking for your family, and just trying to create more nutritious food. And if you know you're gonna have parties on the weekend, planning ahead is really important, right? It's not like don't eat that at the party, but if we are building healthy things around, the party or whatever, it sets us up much better. Another tool I actually really love for immune system boosting is fasting. I don't think I've ever talked about this. But fasting is an amazing tool for the immune system. Usually the benefit of fasting is going to start at 18 hours and usually can go up to, 48 hours and even longer. Definitely, if you've never fasted before, start slow. It's not something you want to jump into. Obviously talk with your doctor, if you're taking any kind of medications, but so how does fasting help the immune system is so you at about the 18-hour mark is your body's going to turn into fat burning mode. So you're actually going to be burning your fat for fuel instead of carbs, which is sugar, where you normally are burning. And then I don't know the exact time, but I think around 24-hour mark is when your body is going to become basically it's a recycling center. So your body is going to take cells that are damaged or, dying, and it's going to clean them up. So your body is becoming its own recycling center when you're fasting. So fasting is like if I was to get sick, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fast because it's going to help me get over any illness faster, and it's going to strengthen my immune system. It's going to clear out any bad cells or any immune system issues. It's going to clear that out. So fasting is an amazing tool. Also for people trying to lose weight, fasting is an unbelievable tool, right? Because if we're switching from carb burn, I've talked about a little bit about my ketosis journey, but if we switch from burning our sugar to burning our fat, we're going to burn those fat cells that, especially around like our midsection, that are much harder to get rid of. So in general, I usually fast one day a week, just to help. I have a lot of inflammation issues that I'm working on, and I really just want to clean up my inflammation issues, clean up my cells. So I'm personally using it as a way to clean up my cells. But I'm working with a lot of my patients lately who have a lot of joint pains, a lot of, everyone has inflammation issues. And we are seeing, we haven't changed any of their supplements. Diet really hasn't changed much. And just by introducing fasting, we have seen inflammation levels drop dramatically, and, joint pains and things like that, even immune system function really going up. So that's a really great tool.
So Alyssa, quick question. If so let's say, you know what, I'm having people over on Sunday for an Italian mahjong thing. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just fast tomorrow and Saturday, right? Just do it. So since I'm not a big faster, right? This isn't something, I mean, I have been doing my 12 hours, with my current program. But let's say I just wanted to do that. So would I continue to take my supplements that you and I discussed about, that about, and can you have coffee with cream, or can you just no sugar? Like, can we have up to 500 calories of just liquid? I mean, what would you say for those of us who are listening, what you would recommend?
Yeah, so personally, I take all of my supplements when I'm fasting. But if someone more has like a sensitive stomach, like you feel like maybe some people need to like take supplements with food. I personally, that's not me. So I take all of my supplements when I'm fasting. I wouldn't, sometimes I'll like hold off on my collagen, um, just because it doesn't have, like, as I take the pure one, doesn't have sugar, but if the collagen does have a little bit of sugar in it, fruit sugar, I would hold off on that one while I'm fasting. So you don't want to have any sugar at all, right? You can drink black coffee, right? Black, no cream, nothing in it, black. Water with electrolytes. So you really want to make sure you're drinking a lot of water and electrolytes while you're fasting, because when you're fasting, you're going to burn through a lot of like salt and potassium and things like that. So,
what about herbal tea?
What?
Herbal tea?
Yeah, you can have like green
Organic.
tea. Yeah, like green tea is fine. You just want to be careful. Some teas have like sugary, not like fruit sugar. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
hibiscus, like think about hibiscus tea, I think has like a little bit of like sugar in it or something. So
Okay.
you just want to be careful that it doesn't have any sugar in it. But I mean, it also, a lot of people who are taking GLP-1 medications, right? Maybe they don't have diabetes, but they have insulin resistance, right? Most likely has insulin resistance, or they have type 2 diabetes. And fasting helps so your insulin levels get to the lowest. It really helps people with insulin resistance because it makes your cells more sensitive to the insulin, so your body doesn't need to use as much to get your blood sugar down. So it is an amazing tool for insulin resistance as well.
So let's say I'll start with a 24-hour fast, right?
Mhm.
When you're finished the fast, do you find like you're ravishingly hungry, or just it's just
Yeah, so like some tips and tricks, like if you know you're gonna fast, like I wouldn't eat a ton of carbs before that, right? So I would try to eat I would try to eat like higher protein and normal fats. Because so if you say I had like pizza, right, and like ice cream, and then I fasted, what's gonna happen is that when the pizza and ice cream is gonna spike my blood sugar, right? My body's gonna make insulin, and then it's gonna lower it. So my blood sugar is gonna be lower, and then I'm gonna fast. So then I'm gonna be more hungry as I'm doing the fast, and the fast might be harder. But if I'm eating a high protein and high fat meal, right, like a normal balanced meal, my blood sugar is gonna kind of stay like this. So I'm not gonna have this huge spike of my blood sugar. So you're gonna stay like this, and then you're fasting, and your blood sugar might go down a little bit, but it's not gonna dip down so much. So you're definitely better off having like a balanced meal right before you fast. And then when you break the fast, I would break it on like, you could break it with bone broth is a good way to break it, or just like once again, like a higher protein, um, you know, moderate fat meal as well. So yeah, and usually I find like, you know, because most people like say you are gonna fast like 6 p.m. and then you're gonna do it to 6 p.m. Like the I don't know, like 16 hours of that, you're probably going to be, you'll be sleeping a lot of that point anyway. So it's just like a little bit in the day that you might have a harder time. But as long as you have like a more high protein meal in the beginning before you fast, and then you break it with like higher protein meal after.
all right. Well, I'm gonna try it and see what happens.
Yeah, and like also if people are having like a plateau with their weight loss, it's a really good way to kickstart your metabolism into action. Yeah, I love fasting. It's such a great tool. So yeah, you just want to make sure obviously you're staying hydrated, so you don't want to become dehydrated. You need to make sure you're drinking water, electrolytes. Make sure you're out. If I could post the electrolytes I like. Body Health, they have it's no sugar. So, a lot of electrolytes you have to be careful because they do have sugar added. So you just want to make sure that it doesn't have that.
What about if you just put like some mineral salt in the water or something? Somebody I've heard
Yeah,
you can do that too.
Celtic sea salt. But I do think that like even just like if you get hungry, like if you're getting to a point where you're like hungry, sometimes the like electrolyte powder, because it does have a little bit of a flavor, can help you like get over that more than just like sea salt in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but sea salt is good, but I think that it doesn't have enough electrolytes in it. I think you're better off with a more balanced powder, especially with fasting.
Could I do the curb?
Yeah, I haven't seen that affects my fasting.
Okay. And what about
Maybe
the
you would
burn?
take it like maybe you could take it like while you're like right before you're gonna fast,
Right.
and then take it again when you're done. When you're done fasting,
Yeah.
kind of.
So I wouldn't do the trim, but the burn.
I don't. I would hold on the burn.
Okay.
just see how you feel with the
Yeah.
fasting, right? Because burn does have that help the supplements help lower your blood sugar a little bit. So
Right.
I would hold that one for now, just to see how you feel, right? Like
Mhm.
sometimes I'll take a supplement called GCO, which is similar to the burn, which is that helps with blood sugar as well. But I've fasted for so long. I know how I feel when I'm fasting. I can do like a 3-day fast without any issues. So, but definitely, take it slow when you are first starting out. And if you don't feel good, stop. Like you don't
Oh
need to
yeah, for sure.
kind of
No, please. You don't have to tell me. Like,
no,
I
no,
had to
but
stop.
for people,
Oh,
it's for
20
people
minutes
listening.
done.
No, but for people listening, like, sometimes like they're not used to not eating, or some people have adrenal issues and that can cause them to have trouble fasting, or they feel dizzy or things like that. So, definitely if you're not feeling good, just stop. And definitely, it's not meant as medical advice. Always talk to your doctor, discuss your medications, your health conditions and things like that. But um, I use fasting a lot with my patients, and we've had unbelievable results. Amazing for type 2, people with diabetes, insulin resistance, and people want to accelerate their weight loss. It's really because it really helps restore your metabolism on a different level.
I feel like I've been doing well with the weight loss. I feel like I'm doing okay with the food and all of that stuff, but I do have the if I could do this maybe once a week during the holiday season, right? I feel like it would take a lot of the stress off of knowing that I'm going to this party or knowing that I'm going to do this. And so I think that now, before the holidays begin, if I can try it and I do okay with it, this might be another tool in my tool shed that I can
Mhm.
bring forward. So this might be a good thing.
Yeah, and I feel like you go wild without eating anyway. Like you're
I
so
do.
busy.
I do. I
You
do.
like forget to eat anyway. So
Yeah. I go to like 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I should probably eat something, right? And then I didn't eat until 9 o'clock the night before. So I don't think but here's the thing, when it does hit me, it's like eat. So we'll see. Like I can do it. And Saturday is going to be a day of just cleaning and organizing and getting my life together. So I'm going to be busy anyway. So I think this might be a real good time. So we'll see. I will
Mhm.
to be continued. I'll let you know, everyone.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Honestly, like it just like when I fast, it's such a reset. Like, after like, holiday or whatever the case may be, it's just such a reset to get back on track. Or, even for you, like after you have your reset meal, it might be a good time to do fasting like after that too.
Right, that's a good idea. But how do you handle, like, because you have a toddler and you're feeding your toddler. So are you okay with that, handling the food and giving the food and all of that?
Yeah, I personally, I try to fast on days that I'm at work.
Mm.
So I usually will fast like on Mondays when I'm at work. So I'm like, usually when I'm at work, I'm like, I see patients every like 10 minutes. So I'm really busy. I barely have time to eat anything anyway. Um, so yeah, I'll just like fast usually I fast like Sunday into Monday. Um, yeah. And then I know because I fasted for so long, I feel like usually I don't have an issue with I'm not feeding him all day because he's at school, so it's usually just dinner time. And yeah, I don't, unless we're like going out for pizza, then I'll be like, ooh, I really want the pizza. But other than that, yeah, I usually don't have any
That's
issues.
awesome.
And I just wanted to mention another thing to help with stress is the Healy. This has been amazing. For me, as I said, I have a lot of stress in my life between, my toddler, my new puppy, just like work and everything else. Yeah, there's a lot of stress, and this has been one of the most amazing tools to help me to manage that and help me to be grounded, right? Because I am the main person, right? And then there's all these things going on around. So if I am not grounded in myself, then I'm not going to be my best self for all these other people and other people around me. So this is just my most amazing tool to help ground me so that I can be a better person for everyone else.
I have to say the Healy though, I have a about 13-year-old rescue puppy mill mom dog, and her name is Cookie. And on Saturday, she was basically, we thought she had had a mini stroke. She couldn't walk. She was dragging her legs, trying to walk to get something to drink. She would get something to drink, then she would just pee all over the floor. And then she laid up on the bed and she couldn't even lift her head. So I was actually making calls to put her down, like they come to your house. It was just with grace and ease and all of that stuff. It was horrible. And then I was like, what do I do? And then I was like, you know what? Let me run the Healy on her. And I'm not kidding. Within 2 hours, she's lifting her head. She's getting up. She's walking. She went to drink. And I'm like, who is this dog? I had to cancel the appointment and then I had this vet tech, and we ended up taking her to the hospital the next day. She was fine. They ran all the tests. She was fine. Then I brought her over to Alyssa to test her. And now she's running around like nothing ever happened. I don't know if it was, who knows, it could have been anything. I have to kind of go with the Healy, right? You can run program. It was amazing. So, and then Alyssa completely diagnosed something different than the vet did. And it's just like, and she loves her supplements. And then, and I started them on the collagen for the pet collagen. So will they eat it? No, they will not.
Just put it in their food, no?
Oh yeah, it's in the food now. Yeah, it's in the food. Yeah, but yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so the Healy is pretty amazing. How are you doing with the Healy, Kris? Wait, you're muted.
Mine is charging.
Yeah.
So,
what came up for me today was jobs. Just so much stress, so much overwhelm. And I was like, oh, okay, we're good. We're fine. So I'm running that. So
yeah, jobs are the adrenal programs. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, guess what Dr. Donna said on Wednesday? What's up with your adrenals? I don't know. It's just magic. It's magic. I just love this world of delving into the new technology and our new healthcares and it's all my boss is he's a football player, professional football player. He just retired, and he meets very interesting people. But when he was playing for the Patriots, he met somebody from MIT, and this guy was like brilliant, and he was saying, pretty soon we're not going to have any medical. Everything's going to be done by computer with your medical. It's just going to be, there's going to be no surgeries. It's just a bunch of the buttons and you're going to be cured. And Nate was like, whatever, this guy's crazy. He's like, yeah, but this guy's smart. And sure enough, it's, starting to happen. You're running the frequencies, right? It's an exciting time to be alive, yet at the same time, it's kind of scary with, what's going on, but it's all good. It's all good. Kris, you look so beautiful today. I said that when you came in. I'm just like, you look so beautiful today. So
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I did it all for you two, believe me. I was like, when I put my makeup on, I was like, let me do the eyeliner really straight because we're doing the podcast today.
You're so good. And I just like threw on a hat. Like, okay, I'll be there. I'm coming. So, well, thank you all for being here. We'll try and break this up a little bit so we can post the tapping everywhere we can possibly find it. Please remember to like us, subscribe us, share it with your friends. We are here to support you through our journey and your journey. And we've got some amazing people right here. And I'm just like fat girl trying to be thin. So there you go. So join us along. See you soon. Happy holidays. Let's keep them happy and stress-free and healthy. Bye, everybody.